guys, getting back to you with another video of Railroader gameplay. Um, Today's video, I wanted to just kind of give you guys a quick update on how things have been going here on the game. Just kind of show you some of the contracts that I've been working on here throughout the map. A couple of them are going to actually be going to be upgraded to from a tier 1 to a tier 2. Um, So looking forward to being able to do that with some of these contracts. I got both of my trains back here currently, so that way we can fast forward to the next day and get them repaired. Um, this also allows me to get the coal on the tender car reloaded and also top off the tenders with water before I send them out to go and do their things. So, for those of you that haven't seen my last upload, I run 2 trains right now. I've only been playing this game for just a little bit. A cousin of mine actually got me into this game, and he tried getting me into it. The first go around, because this is not the first time that I've attempted to play this game, and tried getting into it, a while back, and just wasn't really, grasping the concept. Didn't really enjoy it as much. I was more on the Farming Simulator 25 kick than I was anything else. So I didn't play it for a long time. I kept the game, but just simply didn't play it in case I wanted to try and get back into it. And I decided to try to give it another go. And as of right now, I'm definitely starting to enjoy the game a lot more than I was when I was first learning how to play. So, what I'm going to do now is we're actually going to sleep, or we're going to try and see if we can get to sleep. I got a couple. Yeah, I got my recording bar is right in front of where I got to click. So I'm trying to see here if I just do this and then do this again. There. Now it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Had to do that instead. I couldn't hit the sleep button because stuff was blocked by my recording bar, and I cannot move it. So I think what we're going to do now that it is the new day, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get train number 2 rolling here. So I have found, and mind you, most of the stuff that I'm going to talk about is stuff that I've learned from my cousin because he's got a lot more experience on this game than what I do. But I found that the easiest thing to do when it comes to moving the trains is to set waypoints. So I'm going to be doing that a lot throughout the game when it comes to moving my trains. So this train actually needs to go to the Whittier Depot. Show you guys this real quick. And then I actually have this contract. Well, not the contract, but the train is set up on an AE road once I get it here. And then the only thing I got to do is just switch the motion from forward to backwards so it goes from station to station. So this train will go from this pickup station for passengers, and then we'll go to the Elyria station, which is right here. So it goes back and forth, taking passengers, and makes okay money as long as you keep the train rolling as much as possible. So we just go ahead and we go down here and we click on this arrow and we set a waypoint and probably have the train stop. Probably, I don't know, We'll see what it looks like when it stops right here. Then I can click on this icon right here, and it'll take me to the train, and we will be able to watch this train take off and go to the depot. And now that I think about it, I normally have two cars on the back of that train. I want to make sure before it gets too far, I want to see where it is at first. I don't remember where it got put. If I still even have it. I had actually bought the wrong car, so it might have gotten sold so that I can buy the new one. I think that might have been what happened. I do multiplayer on this game, so it's hard to kind of keep track of what all has been done when there's two people doing stuff instead of me doing it all. So, let's see. I didn't see it here at the interchange, so it must not have gotten bought yet. So, I think that is what we're going to do is buy the 18. Let's see. We need to go. Oh, come on, brain. We got to go here. We need to go down here to this one right here, the Pullman 1893, this one right here. So it's going to take a chunk of change, but should pay for itself here in the long run. So let's see here. I want it to look just like my other one, so we need to go in here and we need to inspect, and I want to go to equipment and customize. I want to do more of a blue color, kind of like that, maybe just a tick brighter, maybe, or maybe a little bit darker. So we want it to say that, and then down here for text, we're going to do Bluebird, because I want it to look like the passenger train here in this area that we used to have. Okay, now it says Bluebird. Okay, so change of plans. We need to bring the train down here. And I want to put this on the back, so we're actually going to need to hook onto it from the back and move it over to one of the other tracks. And once we do that, we'll be able to hook on or unhook and rehook to the back so it is behind car number 2. So we're going to set a waypoint. We're going to go down here, and the train is going to go down and hook up to the other blue car. And then, I wonder, let's see, if I bring it down here, if I park it right here on this track, the train should be able to go up and switch and come back, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so while that train is doing that, as we can see here at my sawmill here in Whittier, all of my skeleton cars for Connolly Creek L1 and L2 need to be taken down to be reloaded. So what's going to happen is this set of cars needs to be moved out of here And I normally just pull them up and put them on this track right here and get them out of the way. And then what I'll do is I'll go back up here, hook onto these cars, pull them back, and then put them on the second track, which means I would need to go all the way back here and then go up. Then I'll be able to push these back into place where those skeleton cars are now. So what we need to do is get out of here, and we need to go down to train number 1, and it's set to waypoint, so we can click on the arrow. And now this train is going to start moving too. So, alright, well, I'm going to get things all switched around here, and once we get everything all switched around here and ready to go, we'll come back here and show you guys the progress we've made. I mean, there's going to be a lot of switching back and forth here, guys. So we're going to go ahead and just get everything switched around here first. Then once the trains are pretty much, traveling to and from a destination, that's when I'll come back and give you guys an update. So be back here in just a sec and show you guys the progress that's been made here on the game. Okay, guys, so we are hooked up to the other passenger car here. So now that we are all switched around and hooked up the proper way, it is time for us to head to the Whittier Depot and start hauling some passengers. Now, a couple things that I kind of want to, kind of touch base on here with you guys that are either new to this game, or have only been playing it for a little bit. Now mind you, I've only been playing this for a little bit, but a couple things that I want to make sure that you guys are aware of while playing this game is the when it comes to moving your trains, not really so much when you're setting a waypoint, but when you're doing it manually. If you are manually driving your train on your own, it is super important to keep in mind that you're not going too fast down the track, because you can derail your engine, you can derail your cars, and that also reflects on the safety of your company. There's a percentage that they grade you on when it comes to safety. And unfortunately, I have had a car derail, and it caused my safety percentage to drop a pretty significant amount. It dropped damn near 20%. So something to keep in mind is to just make sure you watch your speeds if you do choose to drive your trains by hand. Um, Also, if you are driving your trains manually, make sure that all your switches are properly switched, so that way your train can get to its destination without going down the wrong track. And then another thing I want to make sure that I kind of touch base with you guys about is anytime you unhook from a car, you make sure that the handbrake is applied. Now, mind you, since I've had this one hooked up to this train this whole time and it's been moving, I haven't had to set the handbrake yet. But when I moved this car and put it on this track, I was originally up here, or I was originally back here, hooked onto it from the back, had the nose hooked up to the back of the rail car, and I needed to move down and come up and hook onto it to the front, so that way the front of the car was on the back of this other passenger car. Now, when I did that, I made sure that the handbrake was set on this car while it was sitting here. Um, if you don't set the handbrake, not really so much when you're on a flat surface, but if you're on a hill anywhere on this map and you don't set the handbrake, it's going to move on its own and it's going to come rushing right at you. A set of my skeleton cars, I was in a hurry and I forgot to set the handbrake on the front skeleton car that I was hooked onto. And when I started making my way back down the hill from Connolly Creek, um, the cars actually made its way back down the hill and actually ran into the front of my engine, and one of the skeleton cars actually derailed. So, super important to make sure that you're setting the handbrake every time that you unhook from one of these cars. And then when you do hook up to the car, you want to make sure that your air brakes are properly connected, and you also want to make sure that you want to make sure that these little devices, what's that say? These these angle cocks right here. You want to make sure that these are open so that the airflow can go through the brakes, and you have brakes here on your cars. So there again, and I don't know if I said that right or not. If I sounded, stupid, then whatever. But that's just a couple things I kind of wanted to kind of touch base to you here. Kind of touch base with you guys here on what to do when you're running your trains is handbrakes, making sure everything is set up. And then obviously you got to make sure that the handbrake is released before you want to go anywhere. And then another general rule of thumb that I like to do is when my trains are back here at the interchange close to the coal and water, I want to make sure that they're topped off. But I already did that. So in this case, this train is officially ready to go. But right now, I'm still doing stuff up here with the logs. So I don't want to move this train just yet. This train's going to sit here for just a few more minutes. And we're going to go back over to train number 1, see how it's doing. And once we get that all squared up, we'll be back here to give you guys another update. All right, guys, so we have everything here at the sawmill switched around. So we are now going to make our way up the hill to Connolly Creek to get these cars where they need to go. So something else I wanted to kind of touch base on when it comes to hooking up cars is that when it comes to the handbrakes and the airlines, there's actually indications that will show you if a handbrake is set or if there is a brake line that is not hooked up. So for example, hello, I always got to remind myself that the uh, stuff in here is a lot more touchier than what I'm used to. So let's just say, for example, we hook up to this car right here, and let's just say you're getting ready to go, and you forgot to hook up the lines like so. Okay. For some reason, my shift key is not working. If you hold shift to release your brakes, it'll do everything for you. It'll close these up here and it'll release the brakes. So that's why I was having issues. One of my keys was stuck. So let's just say you're getting ready to go. I'm sure there's going to be times where you get in a hurry and you want to get going. I get it. Let's just say you're getting ready to go and your train says to check the airlines. If you come over here where all your controls are for the train, if you look right here on the first car, all of these right here, these are your cars. And then you got your train and then your tender back here in the very back. If you look right above this car right here, between the first car and the engine, it says it doesn't say, it shows there's a little yellow arrow right above it. That tells you where the brake line is not hooked up. So if you watch right here at the very tip of my mouse, this yellow arrow will go away when I hook these up. So it's gone away. That is an indication. If you look for those arrows and there's no arrows there above the cars and between the cars, that is an indication that all of your brake lines are hooked up properly. Now, for example, when it comes to the handbrake, let's say you got a handbrake set somewhere. The car with the handbrake set will be purple. I know it's kind of hard to see, but this is purple. If you go up here, there's a purple notification right below empty that says handbrake. That's why it is purple. So this down here will tell you which one has a handbrake set. So let's just say, for example, we go down here to car number 3 and we set its handbrake. Now the third car went from yellow to purple. So this will tell you where your handbrakes are applied. And all you got to do is right click and you go to release handbrake, like I showed you earlier. It's really easy, but it is also very easy to forget when you get into a hurry. You set a waypoint and it says your train can't move because the handbrake is applied, then you got to come back here and you got to release it. So it's super important to just make sure you give everything a double check before it is ready to go. These are all ready to go, so now I can go to locations and we're going to go to Connolly Creek. We're going to L1 first. It'll bring you to the track. Now sometimes when you show up here, there'll be multiple tracks. This one keeps going, and then you have 2 tracks right here that are blocked off in the end. If you're not too sure which one is L1, all you got to do is just take your mouse over here and put your mouse right on the white lettering L1, and it'll highlight the track that you need. So once you know which one you need to go to, you can set your waypoint. Come back here to your train so you can get a bird's eye view. The engineer just sounded off, and the train is now going to go to Connolly Creek. So now that we have this train up and rolling, we can now switch over to train number 2. Go over here, make sure everything is all hooked up. We don't have any purple or any arrows, so we are all good to go here. So now we can go to locations, and we're going to go down here to Whittier Depot. We're going to go to the Whittier Depot track, so click on that right here. And then again, there's multiple tracks here, so if you're not sure, you can highlight it, which you can do either track. I've been using the track closest to the depot, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to set a waypoint for the train to go right about here, and then I usually adjust it when it gets here, because we will have this set. I said earlier, we will have this set up for a AE road instead of a waypoint. So there will be a flare right here that you can put, and your train will not go past this flare once it is here. Now it's important to make sure that you don't set the flare until after the train pulls in, because if you set it soon, the train will stop back here and not go by it. So wait until the train goes by, and then you can set your road flare. So now, if we go back here, train number 2 is now on its way to the depot. So what we can do, if we go up here to this icon right here, this will bring up the engine roster. And right here will show you all the trains that you have. You can swap back and forth between controls right here, and you also have the bird's eye view icon right here too. So I can switch back and forth between trains just to kind of keep an eye on them, make sure everything's going good. And then something else is, if you notice, all of the locations are above the cars on where they got to go. If you want these to go away, if you don't want these up here and you have the map memorized, you just hit your tab key and it'll go away. But I like to keep it up there just so I know where stuff has got to go. And then it'll also show you, I don't know if it'll show up ahead. It doesn't look like it's going to show up ahead, but it will have green arrows. Okay, it's showing it here. it'll show green arrows here on the track, so you will know automatically where the train is going to go. Now I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to stay right here with this train because the depot is right here. Engineer's going to sound off. It's coming into town. So I don't know if this is going to stop exactly where I want it to. We'll have to kind of wait and see if it'll pull up far enough or if it's going to pull up too far. It looks like it's probably not going to pull up far enough. So we're going to have to pull ahead just a little bit more. Alrighty, so now that we are past the point where I want my flare to go, we can now put a flare right here. So the train will not go past this flare. So actually what I can do is I can go to manual mode and I can actually back this up a little, just a little bit. Don't gotta go super fast. Gonna go ahead and set the brake just like that. Now we're gonna switch over to AE Road because once we pick up the passengers here, it's gonna go forward. And then once it picks up the passengers in Elyria, it'll come back here. So now that we're at Whittier, if we go ahead, we have 58 passengers that are waiting. So what we're going to do is, since we have two cars, what I like to do is use the back car for Whittier, and then I use the front car for Elyria. This allows me to, when the train gets to its destination, I can unload and load at the same time, and I don't have to wait. So it kind of works out that way. That's the way that I have it set up. But we also have a car that only holds 25 passengers versus this one holds 60. So what is probably going to happen now is I'm probably going to do the total opposite. Is I'll probably use the front for Whittier and the back for Elyria. And it's also going to depend on how many passengers are at the depots. So this one holds 60. There's 58 here. So I'm just going to go ahead and have all of the passengers just go into the front car. So we go to passenger. These passengers are going to Elyria Station, so we want to click on Elyria. And the passengers will start to load up. While they're doing that, I'm going to make sure that the flare is set here at the station, which I'm pretty sure it is. Yep, the flare is right there, so we are good to go there. Go back to the train. Wait until all 58 passengers are loaded up here. This is usually the time-consuming part. So, since there's only just a few more passengers, I'm going to wait to go to the other train. Okay, so we have all the passengers. I usually like to double check. 0 passengers are waiting, so we are good to go. Our passengers are loaded up, so now we are set for forward. So I like to set this for 35-mile-an-hour max speed. And the train will go down, drop off those passengers. You'll have to come back here, and then I'll reload, and we'll come back here. So in the meantime, I got the notification saying that we are at Connolly Creek, and it looks like we are already loading. So the only cars that are staying here are the ones that are labeled Connolly Creek L1. these back here have to go to Connolly Creek L2. So we need to come down here. We need to open the coupler. We need to set the handbrake. We need to release the brakes, the air line, I should say. Release the air line. Go up here to locations. We need to go to Connolly Creek L2. Right here's L2. And want to make sure you are set up to the right train. Make sure you're set up to the proper train that you want to be on. So I'm on engine number 1, so I can set my waypoint for right here. And now the train will back up past the switch and we'll go up the hill and we will drop off these other cars. And if you're not sure if you set the handbrake or not, you can always come back over here and double check, which in this case I have already set it. So those are good to go. We can now go back to the bird's eye view, and this train will now go up the hill to Connolly Creek L2. Train number 2 is making its way down the track to Elyria. That's doing good so far. So as you can see, guys, we still have plenty to do, but I only have 2 engines right now. Can't afford another one currently at this time. But with time, you will make your money and you will make more progress. Right now, I'm currently in the process of actually fixing a bridge site so that I can expand and get more track. And plan of attack is to make it all the way to Bryson so that we can start doing a coal contract. So we still have plenty to do. I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap this one up and call it for this one. I want to thank you guys for watching my uploads here on YouTube. Don't forget to leave your comments down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you have a quick second, hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date with what's going on here on the channel. Until next time, hope everybody is doing well, and I hope to get another upload out to you guys here very soon.